Good day, friends. I hope you're all doing well. I'm Frankie, and welcome to the Think Tank. So, this morning I want to touch base on Alex Murdaugh again and talk a little bit about all of the evidence that won that conviction, of which, when broken down, there is many. So, we do know on March 2nd, 2023, after a 6-week trial in South Carolina, Alec Murdaugh was found guilty on both the unaliving of his wife, Maggie, and his youngest son, Paul. He has started his first appeal, so we will be waiting to find out when that might happen. So this here is the location where the dog kennels are located. So Paul was found basically at the corner of that back building, and Maggie was found kind of in front of this little kennel here. So they were found unalived back in June 7th of 2021, and both on that property like we were just talking about that they call Moselle, which oddly enough is on Moselle Road. So here we are. This is Alex showing up for the beginning of the. I don't think anybody expected it to last as long as it did, but it did. So this conversation here, this is just after Alec Murdaugh supposedly found Maggie and Paul. Based on all of the other evidence, I would say it's more than just a guess that he was there. It's based on many facts. So he's saying, when I came back here, I pulled up and I could see them, I knew something was bad, he said. And then he said, I pretty much called 911 right away. And again, that is something else that is, with all of the digital evidence, has been proven to be wrong. He basically had to admit that he was where he said he was. So kind of a gruesome picture. You got a little bit of Paul's hair up there and the remnants of biological matter, I guess. So now there's also these footprints that were found in that same shed. This happens to be where Paul was standing when he was shot twice with that shotgun. These are two of the different types of, both shots that were expended that night. One was buckshot and one was birdshot. So they're trying to say that because Alec knew his different ammunitions, that he was unlikely to do something along these lines, two different types of ammunition. But then one might also say that he was smart enough to use two different types. So this one here is an example of what was used that evening to unalive them. And they have decided basically on the different ages of the ammunition that was scattered around Moselle, that the actual weapons used to unalive them were family weapons. Along with their many, many different types of weapons is many, many different types of ammunition. So this box is the 300 blackout cartridges, and these would be the ones that were used to unalive Maggie. So take a look at this, guys. This is the gun room. This is one room with weapons. So this is basically where they store most of their gun collection, if that's what you call it, a collection. So this here is Dr. Ellen Reamer, and she was the pathologist that was able to figure out where these different injuries were, where they entered, and where they exited from. And again, this is Maggie Murdaugh's. And again, these are Paul's wounds. Gunshot geometry. So the defense tried to find a different way to angle these shots to match up with might be what you'd call their version of what happened that night. So this is basically a reconstruction of how they figured, this is the defense, how they figured these shots may have come about. So part of their case was saying that there was a two-shooter scenario, but these two shooters had to be within 5'2" and 5'4", basically saying that because Alex was 6'4", that he would never have been able to make those shots because, you know, he could never in a million years have gone down on a knee. So there was a lot of cell phone evidence. Sadly, some of it, namely Alex, they were not taken until later on down the road. Maggie's phone, which was strangely enough found just along the highway that Alec would have taken to head to his mother's that night. They were able to find this phone using Buster's Find My Phone feature. So they said that they were able to get GPS data. They got as detailed as down to how many steps a person would have taken and how Maggie's phone could have landed where it did without the screen being activated. So the kennel video was basically the nail in Alec Murdaugh's coffin. He did not know until very, very last moment that there was a video that Paul had taken on his phone, capturing Alec's voice in the back. Alex Murdaugh claimed for months that he had not been to the kennels on the night of the unalivings, but in a video taken on Paul's phone only minutes before the unalivings took place, Alex Murdaugh's voice can be heard, placing him at the kennels that night. So this is a screenshot of the dog that Paul was taking care of for a friend of his. Bubba. This is one of the hunting dogs that in that video of Paul's, you can hear Alec calling. You hear Maggie saying that he's got a guinea in his mouth. Paul will say, no, it's a chicken. And then all of a sudden you'll hear Alec in the back going, Bubba, Bubba. This is Creighton Waters, the prosecutor, saying that he gave Bubba some of the credit for helping with the case. If Bubba didn't have that chicken, maybe we would not have heard Alec's voice on there, he said. But we did. And that's But we did, and that, I think, really helped the jury to understand. You know how sometimes you just can't put these words together in your brain? They're not making sense. But we did. And I think that really helped the jury understand. So this is Alec's defense. I lied some more, and then I lied some more. Please don't call me a liar, though. But yeah, I lied. Don't call me a liar. When he took the stand in his own defense, Alec Murdaugh admitted that it was his voice on the video and that he had lied to investigators about not being at the scene of the crime that night. He claimed that his decades-long opiate addiction had made him paranoid, and he feared he would be suspected if he told the truth. Alrighty then. The prosecution pointed out that Murdaugh's lie about the kennels was just another in a long string of lies dating back for years. Creighton Waters. Alex Murdaugh admitted on the stand that over the years he had embezzled monies from his law firm, misled clients, lied to his family about his addiction. Not a single person close to him had been lied to. Not a single person close to him hadn't been lied to by this man. He was lying to you just like he has lied to everyone close to him. So this is unreal what one person can do. You got Alec Murdaugh in jail, you've got his youngest son unalived, and you got his wife unalived, which is leaving Buster. Throughout the 6-week trial, the prosecution repeatedly accused Alex Murdaugh of being a family annihilator who brutally unalived his wife Maggie and son Paul, who was only 22. So they have been saying that without any of that information that was found at Moselle, he might have been able to lie his way out of this one as well. But we do have Moselle and his arrogance on what he thought he was able to do as far as talking people into, sorry guys, and out of, as far as his lies. He wasn't as good as he thought, was he? Because I didn't see tears. I didn't see remorse, except for maybe being caught. So one thing that is coming up here in August, we will have the Mallory Beach case. So that will be Alex Murdaugh and the store that sold Paul the alcohol on the night of that boat crash. So we will look forward to hearing what happens with that case. There's also the Stephen Smith that is still being looked into, and Gloria Satterfield is still being looked into. So we'll keep our eyes open for that as well. So guys, that is what I have for us right now. I will see if I can find anything else that is going to catch our attention as far as new information, because with all these cases, there are things still slowly coming out. So with that said, guys, thanks again for stopping by. I appreciate you, and I'll absolutely see you in the next one. Bye.